Great. So thank you, Alinda, for meeting with me. This is fantastic, chatting in the sun at the Ethical Fashion Show, Berlin. So I've just been at your stall, and it looks really lovely. The shoes that you have there, very pretty and very feminine, but yet they're quite robust, and they're also ethical. They're sustainable. Now, just tell me a little bit about your brand. So when did you start? How did it all begin?
Well, I'm already for a long time in the shoe business, so I make also other collections. I produce some fashion collections in Italy, etc. And my dream was since a long time to make a collection really ethical with ecological ingredients. And on top, as much vegan as possible. I'm a vegetarian, so for me that was my dream, to make great vegan shoes, but also with a good fitting, with comfortable, and with a good style. So that's how it started, and I started this brand, Pretty&Fair. I started 1.5 years ago, so we are now since 1 year. Yeah, we are young. Not me, but the collection. So we're since 1 year on the market now. And step by step we try to grow and to get also the normal shoe shops to buy these ethical shoes, because they are still in another direction, the normal shops.
So you have quite a few campaigns, great campaigns here. Also just really talking about your ethics behind the brand and your sustainable aspect. Do you want to just talk me through some of those campaigns that you've got going?
Well, except for, of course, making the collection as ecological as possible, all the ingredients, we do also some small campaigns for our clients and the consumers to buy the shoes. So when they order shoes, they get some extras in the shoebox. We have one campaign, and it's called Be Pretty&Fair, and then bee as in the animal, the bee. And we give the seeds, our biological seeds, we give to the clients, and they can put it in their garden, and it's to save the bees.
And it's in the shoebox, is it?
And we put it in the shoebox.
Excellent,
And this year we make a new campaign, and it's with a pencil. When you finish the pencil, you can put the top of it in the ground. And they will grow forget-me-not flowers.
Wow, that's so cool.
So it's also a double meaning. It's forget-me-not, Pretty&Fair.
And you also have special shoe boxes.
We have very nice shoe boxes, a nice design. It's from recycled paper with a small rubber handle. And this way you can wear it like a bag, and you don't have to ask for the plastic bags in the shop. So that are all small things.
No, but it's very valuable.
Like when we print, this kind of campaigns, we put a tree.
So you're very much about involving the consumer in your sort of story and your journey. You're not just about selling them great shoes.
No, it's all the story around it. It's not only about the shoes. It's about a way of living. And we want to show also that it can also be fun. Because it's fun. So do you actually design the shoes yourself? Are you the designer? And then can you talk me through the production of those shoes? So what kind of materials do you use? What fabrics, and where are they manufactured? Well, the fabrics I source in Portugal, Spain and Italy. As much as ecological as possible. The shoes are manufactured in Portugal in a small family-owned factory. And they got now money from Europe to build an ecological factory.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's in, I think, 2018 it will be ready. So then also the whole factory will be all ecological. And I produce there the orders per client. It's not a mass production, it's small production per client, because all the clients can choose their own materials on every shoe. So they can say, that model I like that material and that color, and they can build their own collection. So it's for each client, it's unique.
And how many units would they need to sort of do that for?
Well, normally they need, of course, a size range, like 37 to 42 or whatever. But we don't have minimum, because we want people to get to know the product and try and to work with it, etc. So we don't have minimums.
So can one person who wants a shoe come to you to get that designed, or is that too much?
One shoe is too much, because there you have some problems with production and sourcing the materials, because on the materials we use most time there is some minimum to buy the material. So, but we have, of course, for consumers, we have the online shop. They can buy, of course, the shoes. But for production, now we need some more pairs to make the production.
Yeah,
not, it will not go in production.
No. So basically, what are the fabrics? Can you name some of the fabrics that you use?
Yeah, for we use for the vegan collections we use some vegan nabuk, and it's a material. It doesn't contain harmless chemical ingredients, and it looks like leather. It has also the same quality and the same positive things as leather. You know, it has to be breathable, breathing, or how you say it in English. For shoes, it's important. If not, you can't put plastic on your shoes, because then for your feet it's not good.
They'll just sweat. And
for next summer, we source some nice fabrics. It's made of recycled cloth. So that's a really nice sportive fabric. Our problem a little bit with shoes is that not all the fabrics can be used on shoes. You know, for clothes you need other
softer.
You know, but on shoes you need more stiffness, more. It's a shoe. So that's sometimes a problem in sourcing the materials. I'm now busy in Italy. They made some leathers from mushrooms. And from banana. And I will get it next week. They send it to me.
Banana skin.
Banana skin. And they do some mixture. They will send me also the technical sheets. But then we are going to try some prototypes to make shoes out of it.
And is that quite expensive to create those fabrics?
And that's
it's a long process.
It's a long process. And the fabrics are very expensive at the end. It's because of the innovation and all the technical aspects.
How much would like the most expensive pair of shoes in your range be?
Well, we try to be at a commercial good price, you know, for the consumers. So our summer collection is between 100 and 160 in the shop, euros. For winter we go from 130 to 189, something like that. We try to be as much commercial as possible. It's not a price that will keep the people from buying the shoes, you know. But sometimes it's difficult because, for instance, when we use zippers, they are made of recycled PET bottles. But a zipper like that costs 4 times a normal zipper. So you know, all the ingredients you use are more expensive. And we produce in Portugal, and the people there work normal hours, get paid well, you know. That's, for me, it's part of the whole ethical system. You know, so we don't go to China to produce in a cheap way. So that makes the product the price it is. It's not really expensive, but it's not cheap as.
No. But it's endurable. You can keep your shoes for a long time.
We use also the soles are all rubber soles. And that's really good material. It's natural material, and it lasts forever, let's say, you know.
And these are the kind of shoes, I think when you pay £100 for a pair of shoes, you will look after them as well. You know, if something's wrong, you might take it to a cobbler and get it fixed. Rather than if you buy something that's £25,
you throw it away.
You throw it away. So in a way, there is an incentive of taking care of it, and also perhaps recycling it. So you might give it to somebody rather than sort of just chuck it away or abandon it, or give it to a charity shop.
Of course.
So who do you know who your customers are? Do you have a customer profile at the moment?
Well, at the moment, we're selling at the moment, of course, in Holland to shops and online. Today we got also some orders from Canada, so because we ship all over the world. But as we just started, it needs some time. But mostly it are women between 30 and 50, a little bit, who wants to be more sustainable and more conscious of what they buy.
So already people who are quite aware, and they're looking for a
they're
brand.
really searching for this kind of brands or in clothes or shoes. In the shoe business there are not so many shoes yet. We are the first in Holland, for instance, the first Dutch brand. And but I think it will be a market which is growing.
Yeah. I guess, you know, in terms of people who are already looking for ethical products, that's good. But what about reaching people who, you know, aren't actively looking, but they expect you to produce ethically? You know, they expect businesses to be above board and to do things correctly. How do you think you can get through to them and let them know that you are, you know, an ethical product that they could...
Yeah, we try, we do a lot with social media. And for instance, in Holland, we also sell our shoes to normal shoe shops. And we want, you know, the people first to like the collection, to like the shoes, to think they are comfortable. And then they hear that it's an ethical shoe, that's ecological, etc. And maybe in their minds it will start to to wake up, how you say it. So I think that's also the way. We try also to sell to normal shoe shops, which are not yet in their minds busy with the ethical thing, because they want to make money in a fast business. But step by step we try also to put our shoes there. And then, you know, the most important thing is, of course, that they like the shoes, the consumers.
Yes, of course.
And then if they hear it's ethical or vegan, or then maybe that's an extra for them, and then maybe they will tell their friends, and so maybe it spreads out more. Also with people who are not really looking for it. So in terms of you know, you being sort of found, do you invest a lot on sort of SEO on your websites and on your marketing? Can people find you quite easily? We start now 4 months ago to do the SEO thing, and it costs some money.
Costs a lot of,
but all the projects cost some money, because to start up a business like that costs money. So you need really to invest, but it's for the future. So I really like it.
I think when you've got a good brand, a good product, it's a shame not to invest enough to actually get the word out. Because in a way, you know, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
That would be a pity, wouldn't it?
Okay, so that's great. That's really interesting. And you say that you have an online shop as well that you manage as a brand, and then you sell so is it mostly in Holland and Canada, or do you have them all over Europe, shops that you sell?
Well, we work also with other marketplaces, you know, who have an online shop with ecological clothes, shoes, and they work with us. They sell our products, and we work like affiliate construction or drop shipment construction. So they sell our shoes, and we ship them to the clients of them. So that kind of constructions you also have a lot. So we work with shops in France, in Germany, in Holland, Belgium. So that's also another kind
main
of
European countries. And in terms of, because what we're seeing from our research is that there is a group of people, a segment of consumers who seek out ethical products, they want to buy, but there's also another group who, another segment who basically are aware of the issues, but they feel like, you know, it's not really their responsibility to pay more or to do anything. It's like the businesses and the government should really have this under control. Now, you know, now in terms of you know, just really reaching all kinds of customers, what we're seeing is that, you know, it is really tricky as one brand to reach the masses. So what we're trying to do is
it's still a niche market.
Yes, it's still very much a niche market. And what we've seen now from our research is that there is a trust element, you know, because we see a lot of negative press. And there are some brands who would claim to be ethical.
And they're
but
not.
How can you trust? You know, how can you actually trust that you're doing what you're doing? I mean, do you have accreditation?
That's a difficult thing, is it? Well, we are now working on some how you say that, for instance, last week we got our PETA approved.
So the vegan approved,
And we are now trying to get also in this, but sometimes it costs a lot of money, sometimes it costs a lot of time. But I think for people that's important, that they can trust that what you say is true.
Yeah.
We are a small company and we do everything ourselves, so I know what happens. But maybe with big companies and they say, okay, it's all ethical and it's all ecological, and it's not.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bad thing. And it's very important to spread the word for the good companies, you know?
Yeah, the ones who are actually paying the price of doing it right.
Because when I see, for instance, a shoe and it's on the shop it's 50 euros, then it can't be ethical.
Right.
Because I know already the ingredients I use.
Yeah.
I pay already, you know, to the factory to make the shoes already 50 euros. How can it be 50 euros in the shop? You know, so when I see that I think, oh, that's quite strange. I don't believe it.
No,
Because there's a price for everything, isn't there?
So, and I think the economies of scale would come in when you're producing massive amounts, but even that wouldn't reduce it to such a low...
No, because the ingredients itself cost a lot of money. So sometimes I'm wondering with the really cheap brands who claim they are ethical, if that's that ethical. Of course, if you produce in other countries where the wages are much lower, that helps a lot. A big part of the shoes also the making, the producing, the wages. But we also like for us then to do everything in Europe.
And also that's an
extra
environmental
thing we like.
issue. Where you're not transporting
with the containers.
So
you know we don't want to do that. And I really like also to produce here in Europe to help the people here as well.
So when you're talking about the cost of being ethical, so just to give us a rough idea, when you're sort of getting the accreditations, I mean, what percentage of your expenditure do you think will go on, you know, like for example, GOTS, you know, a lot of fashion you know, clothes items go through GOTS, but do you have an equivalent for shoes, or can you have
in the shoe business they're a little bit behind on this. But I think when we have the new factory built, because there we need also the accreditation now for the factory itself. Because I do what I do, and I got my PETA proof or this kind of things, but we need also the factory. You know, it has to start at the beginning. But there are more certificates for clothes than for shoes. Because in shoe business is quite new what we are doing. The shoe business is still, it's always behind the shoe business.
And how much would it cost, for example, to get a business accredited by PETA, do you think? How much would that?
No, that's okay. They are not asking too much money. The only thing, of course, and they should also, they ask you to send samples because you have to check. And I think they should. Because if not, there's no use in having a certificate. But that's not a costly one. There are some others, because we are now searching for the certificates and to see what is important for our business. But some of them, they ask about $1,000 or whatever.
And that's for an annual. It's for a year, an annual payment.
And for a small brand, you know, all those costs are extra. So, but we are looking also for the ones which are important for our business. Let's say that. So PETA for us was very nice because we were the first brand in Holland to get it for shoes. And well, that's a nice. It's for people, you know, to have more trust that it's true.
That's right. And I think when you're actually paying something for it, it's an investment. You're saying this is how committed we are.
And we are really. You know, we wanted to do that this way. But the danger is a little bit if it's too pricey, then it's only for the big companies. And I think especially the small companies are working really ethical because they're on top of it. You know? So it must not cost too much. To not be able to get it as a small company.
Or maybe like the big company should subsidize the small company. So for example, that there's a different rate for different size companies, which is very normal practice.
That you have a percentage of your turnover or something. That a big company pays a little bit more, like tax.
So as I mentioned earlier, that you know we do consumer research, and from our research, we see that awareness of the brands, the names of the brands, awareness of, you know, the issues and how the brands tackle these issues, the trust issues as well, is a massive hindrance for people actually finding ethical products and being sort of loyal customers. You know, people might just buy the one-off, but the idea is to have brand loyalty, and people actually, you know, are going to be using your brand,
and
repeating sales, and also introducing your brand to other consumers. And so what we're seeing is that awareness is a massive issue, and in the ethical fashion industry, when you actually get involved in it, there is a lot of information, but there's actually too much information for the average consumer. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to set up a marketing strategy which we want to sell to brands, but we want to get at least 100 brands on board, so that the strategy would be kind of carried out by all of these brands simultaneously.
Like a platform of all those brands,
but it's like a marketing campaign that each brand will take part in, which I think will be more of a united effort that in volume that's going to actually impact the market. I mean, would you be interested in something like this? Because it sounds like you are a brand that wants to actually inform the customers.
Because I think that's part of what you're doing. Not only selling the shoes, but inform about more things. And I think the only way to do this is collaboration with other brands. Now together you're stronger.
So how, if this kind of a strategy existed, say for example, it's a marketing campaign where you'll be doing it in social media, so you'll receive marketing material and a schedule and access to various platforms that you can sort of speak about your brand and market it to, via. How much do you think you would be willing to pay for something like that? It would, perhaps the campaign would run a month, and you'd get a month long of content, marketing content. So what you'd have to do is just put that on your content on a daily basis on your Facebook, on your Twitter feeds, on YouTube, at the same time as the other brands. So it's kind of coordinated. How would you price that kind of a...
It's a difficult question.
I know. I like to put them in it.
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it all depends on how many are on board and how big will be the what
the
you
campaign.
reach, the campaign. I have no idea, but we are investing in this kind of things because I think it's important. But with the price, I know price of shoes, and this is quite different. Because is there a price that you have in mind, or?
So basically, because we cater for small businesses, our price ranges are syndicated style. So what that means is the project runs because a lot of people are involved. And so the prices range from like £250 to £500. So that's the price we usually charge for our reports, for our data, and for any sort of projects that we want to see if that's kind of the level that
I think that's still okay. Because we also for small businesses. That's
for
still
small businesses, and for something that could happen on an annual basis. You know, so it's not something that you just want to do a one-off.
No,
you know,
you have to
want
repeat
it. And then improve it and get more people on board. So it has to be affordable, but at the same time, for it to be affordable, it has to be collaborative. So you have at least 100 brands on board. So that's our vision.
I can imagine. But it's nice. It's like a community.
Well, thank you so much, Alinda. That's been really fun. And thank you for your time. I know time is very, very precious.
Sorry for
here.
my English. But
no, it's fantastic. Your English is brilliant.